Hello and welcome. We are with Anshul Chaturvedi, Head of Marketing at Wrangler. Anshul, thank you so much for joining us. What is the kind of role that you think social media plays as far as marketing a brand or products like yours are concerned?
So yeah, in the past few years, we have seen social media play a very critical role. So a couple of things that come to my mind are, one, the whole process of creating content is moving away from the brands or the advertisers to the consumers now. I think that's that's been quoted quite often, but it's still relevant. And this content is far more believable, far more trustworthy by the peers of who create it. So that's one big thing. Social media is also helping brands which may not have very big media budgets to really compete with the ones that do have. So that's another big leveler, that social media level playing field that social media is really bringing for everyone. So and of course the kind of reach and connect with the youth, because we know, especially in the case of India, the demographics is much younger. So all those things are helping brands like us and others to leverage social media in a big way.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how active would you say Wrangler as a brand is as far as social media is concerned?
Scale of 1 to 10, I think I would give ourselves 6 to 7. There's still a long way to go, but yeah, we try and use this media more than possibly some of the other brands. So yeah, I would rate myself 6 to 7 on 10. Yes.
As a brand, what is the kind of media usage you have in terms of the platforms that you might be using?
So at present, we've been present on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, these three being the bigger ones. For some of our video content which is generated by the users, which is where Wrangler is possibly differentiating itself, we have a good amount of content coming from our users themselves. In fact, our social media, I think, more or less exclusively runs on UGC. That's one of the big benefits we have. We are quite happy about that. So these are the 3-4 platforms that we've been using so far.
Okay, what are the 3 things that you like about social media?
Yeah, again, like I said earlier, so the 3 things that I've already mentioned, one is, it's of course providing brands which are relatively smaller in size in their media spends to be able to compete effectively. The other one would be, it's a big leveler where you are not really dependent on reaching out to consumers. If you have the right message, if you have the right content, it is getting spread out on its own. The virality kicks in. And I don't know what the third big thing would be, to connect, especially for a brand like Wrangler, and even otherwise a youth brand, to connect with a younger audience. This is, I think, one of the most potent media at present. So these are the 3 big things which I like about social media. I don't know if there are too many things which I don't like, but yeah, one thing that comes to my mind is, while the conversations are happening, there would be positive and negative. So we've seen instances where since there's an anonymity in a way, so people tend to go and they sometimes also cross the line. So that's a bit of a concern we see. But yeah, it works both ways. It's a double-edged sword. So yeah.
So how does your brand handle, perhaps, what's the negative part of social media?
So yeah, so far we've been quite lucky that we've not seen too much of negative content. But yes, whenever we do have something that comes up on our social media, we try and react to that very quickly so that we are able to understand the reason behind it and actually solve it. So it's really helped us in the past, where those few concerns that we've had have been effectively addressed, which would have possibly taken longer and they would have just been simmering inside. So that's it, in a way, it's a good thing for us. Yeah.
Okay, the last question, in one line, how would you describe your experience at Social Media Week in Mumbai?
One line, I think it's awesome, and the good thing about this forum, this platform, is that it brings in people from multiple or varied platforms. So we have politicians, we have people coming in from social media platform themselves, to the brands talking. So you get to hear from the experts in their area, and there's a lot to learn from these people here. So I think it's a great thing Social Media Week has been doing.
All right, Anshul, thank you so much for joining us.